welcome to Can TV 21 Hotline. Yes, Hotline. My name is Nathan Wright, and I'm the Executive Director of the Etiquette Foundation of Illinois, and I am so pleased to be with you once again. It is such a delight to be on this show, to participate with this great organization, to be a part of it, and to provide a service to the community. And that's what we're here for, to provide a service and to provide some knowledge about etiquette. This grand subject, this awesome subject, this subject that constitutes everything we do, think, and feel. It relates to etiquette. If you could only appreciate it for what it's really worth in your life, you would be so transformed that you just would. But we shall move on and talk about that subject that we brought up last week and the week before, and I believe this is our third or fourth week on this subject. Fine dining, table and dining etiquette. So please join me. Give me a call at 312-738-1060. Give me a call with your questions. I think that you will be so happy to just give an opinion or just ask a question on this subject. Now, the last three sessions involved table etiquette. Now, today we're going to talk about dining etiquette. Yes, how to eat at the table. Now, okay, make it real simple because we only have 27 minutes to go, and I want to go through this as comprehensive as possible because this normally takes months and years to perfect. It's no different from golf, basketball, tennis, any of those other chess, any of those other disciplines takes time and commitment and most of all practice. Practice bouncing the ball. Practice. And maybe with a lot of luck and good fortune, you may even get paid to do that at one point in your life. Okay? So here is something that you would do every day of your life. That you would have the opportunity to share this knowledge with someone else in your family. To let them know this is not out of vogue. This is still being practiced all over the world. And if you're in any position financially, intellectually, you will have the opportunity to do this. The McDonald's and the Pizza Huts and the Kentucky Fried Chicken, that's for the peasants. Okay? But the people who run the world eat off of a plate. A porcelain plate. If you want to be a part of that reality, you're going to have to learn this discipline. Now, if you want to go to college, you have a reason for wanting to go to college because you want a higher income, presumably. You want to have a little more knowledge so that you can qualify for a higher income, presumably. But if you don't think this is important, you're missing the whole ball. This is very, very important. And how well you do this is going to determine how far you go. So you can be born on the other side of the tracks in poverty, but there's nothing wrong with your mind. And if you train your mind to do this with the same commitment that you want to bounce that ball, I guarantee you this is going to serve you regardless of where you go or what you accomplish or achieve in life. You're going to need to know this. And if you know it well enough, like you think you know basketball, then you will be able to do the things you need to do in a very successful way. Okay? Because they don't think that you should know this. Or do they want you to know it? No, because they're not teaching it to you. You can easily be taught this. It's not that complicated. But dining etiquette, to simplify it, is two basic disciplines. One is eating European style, and the other is eating continental or American style. Now, what happened between the two is that when the nobility came and conquered this country, they practiced and believe in the European style because basically we're still fundamentally Europeans. We speak the English language, and therefore we are more European than we are American. This is a European experiment, essentially. So, European style of dining came about because the nobility wanted to do something different from the peasants. Because most of the peasants are right-handed. Most people are right-handed. There's only a few that are left-handed. I happen to be one. But so the nobility decided to eat with their left hand with the tines down on the fork as opposed to the tines being up, to be different, to say that they are different, to behave at the table differently from the peasants. So they invented all of these utensils and all of these porcelain items and drinking glasses for every different kind of beverage you can imagine, so that they can say this is an art. This is like a craft. This is a high level discipline. This is part of what being noble represents. See? And so if you want to be a part of that upper class, they changed it to classes in this society, then you have to know this discipline. You have to respect this discipline in order to be accepted. Okay? And so, the two disciplines, I'm going to go over the European style of dining first with you. Okay? So that you understand how that functions. Now, I'm going to take, just to give you a quick look at this overhead. We're going to get back to it in a moment. Okay, this is a normal table setting. I don't have all the utensils because getting them into this image here is very difficult because they can go out another 3 inches this way, another 2 the other way. Okay, so I'm going to take from this setting here and bring over to me, and you won't be able to see this. You'll be able to see some of it, okay? You can see just a little of it. Let's see. You can see it. I can see it. Okay, the key to eating European style first starts with how to pick up the fork and how to pick up your knife. And I'm going to give you an example. And what I mean by poise and grace, everything is slowed down. You're not in a hurry. Oh, I'm hungry. I'm hungry. I got to eat. Right? You don't come to the table hungry. You're not supposed to have an issue with hunger. The nobility doesn't have an issue with hunger. It's only the peasants. So they come to the table, they leave food, they don't eat everything because they're just there to be entertained and to entertain whomever is at the table with them. So when you pick up the fork, you're not in a hurry to get the fork in your hand. You just gracefully do it. And I hope you can see this from there. Okay? So the idea is and the reason the utensils form the way it is so this section right in here is up high and it goes down. This allows your first index finger to fit underneath it. So when you pick up a fork, it's these two little thumb and first index finger. In, roll, and lift. It's in, roll the fork before you up off the table with the fork. In, roll, and lift. So what am I doing? I'm holding the fork with these two fingers. Can you see that? And then I bring my lower fingers down and around the handle, and I slowly pull the fork into my hand and rotate it over downward like that. That's the proper position of the fork eating European style. Now you may ask yourself, what sense does that make? The fork down, it should be up, not down. But they want to do it differently. Not to make it comfortable for you, but to make it more of a challenge for you if you're not trained in how to eat European style. And I would recommend everybody that's listening to learn to eat European style and forget about the American style. When you go to Europe, when you go to Canada, when you go to South America, they all eat Africa. They all eat European style. They don't eat, only place you eat American style is in America. See? But the world eats European style. It's more elegant. It's more graceful. It's more artful. And it says something about you from an intellectual point of view. See? So now the fork is down. And then I go and bring the knife. The same applies with the knife. The knife is rolled, lift with the first index finger right at the blade, beginning of the blade. And now you're holding your utensils properly. And in European style, you simply pierce and cut. Do not put the tines, do not put the blade of the knife between the tines of the fork. Do not use the blade underneath the tines. It's out in front of you like this. If it's salad, and I have a salad fork and a salad knife, so you do not cut all your salad up to get it over with so you don't have to do this anymore. Okay? It's about the art of cutting. And then when you're eating European style, I'm going to go to the overhead here. When you're eating European style, you keep the knife and the fork in your hand. Like this. See? And then you cut, you pierce, and then you up, and you can use your knife as a shoveler to hold the leaves of the lettuce on, and then you up and into your mouth. So it's cut, pierce, up, and in. Okay? That's how it's done. And so, when it comes to resting European style, you're holding the utensils like this. You simply lay the utensils on the plate in that fashion there. Then you blot. You pick up your napkin. Your napkin is going to be on the left side. You allow your napkin to unfold on your left side. This is your side to allow your napkin to unfold. The person sitting next to you, this is their space to allow their napkin to unfold. Okay? Then you bring your napkin up halfway and blot. This is not a face towel for washing or bathing, with this napkin. You simply blot. Everything is slowed down. You return the napkin to your lap. And then you return to your utensils. Okay, and I apologize about the buttons on my jacket. I didn't think about it. But those buttons are making the noise you hear there, okay? And then you return to pick up your fork and your knife. And you return to dining. Slowly, the same speed you go in is the same speed that you come away. Okay? Get in the habit of doing that. You're not in a rush. I got to get it. Okay? Take it gracefully. Okay? In that fashion. Now, remember, first is rest. First signal. The second signal is completion. And you simply bring the fork handle around to 5 o'clock next to your knife to indicate that you have completed this course. Now, if you go to a 5-star restaurant, they would know you're signaling and that they will not come over and ask you, have you finished your salad? There's no reason to ask you that question because you have signaled to the server that you have completed that course. So the server will kindly come over without interrupting you or distracting you from your wonderful conversation with the wonderful lady you're having dinner with to ask you, are you finished with your salad or have you finished with your salad? Okay? They will remove the salad And remember, a good server serves from your left and removes from your right. Okay? So fundamentally, dining European style is very simple. The trick is to learn how to use that utensil, that fork, principally. Trying to turn it at an angle where you can see the curvature of it, and learn how to place things on the back of those tines, and then balance it well enough so that nothing falls off as it proceeds to place it in your mouth. Okay? And if you're careful, you can pretty much guess by looking at the tines and what you have on there to know that it is pretty secure and will not fall in your lap or back onto the plate. And when you place the fork in your mouth, you're not in a hurry. So you just in and out. See? It's very easy. The same motion, the same rhythm is consistent from the time you pick up some food, and then you go to your mouth, and then you finish. Okay? So, yes, European dining is very, very simple. Okay? As opposed to American dining. Okay, or eating continental. American style of dining, what happened when the nobility came, the George Washingtons, the Jeffersons, and those people, when they came over, they compromised somewhat, just a little, to satisfy the peasants, because they needed the peasants to fight the wars, to clear the land, to war with the Indians, the native people in this country. So they compromised a little. The table is set the way it was set 500 years ago. The rules are fixed. You can do whatever you want at your dining room table. You can put your glasses on the left, and however way you want to arrange your utensils on you, that's fine. But there are people who know what the rules are and will know that the way your table is set is incorrect. And the reason for this is because if you go to lunch in New York with a business client or with a family member, and it's a very posh restaurant that you want to visit while you're in New York, okay, that table is going to be set exactly like the one down at the Four Seasons in Chicago. There's not going to be any differences. Or if you're in Paris, or in London, or in Tokyo, or Dubai, okay, or Hong Kong, wherever, that table is going to be set exactly the same way. Your glasses are going to be on your right. Your butter spread is going to be on your left. Your forks are going to be on your left. Your knives and spoon or your support hand, they're going to be on your right. Okay, that's just how it is. And you need to know the rules, like the rules of golf. You need to know the rules of golf to play the game. You need to know the rules of chess to play the game. See? So the rules of chess are not going to change for you. It's the rules. No matter where you're at, if you're playing chess with someone from another country or wherever, another culture, the rules are the same. And they're the same with dining. Okay? Now, not taking anything from the entrepreneurship of fast food enterprises. They're very clever and creative in removing you from your own kitchen and losing the art of cooking your own meals. That's a lost art, okay? And so everything now is going to be prepared for you where you don't have to prepare it. And why are they saving you all this time? So that you can stare at the boob tube. Right? You can spend your time still in the kitchen. You're preparing a wonderful meal for your family. You staring at the boob tube or on the internet or Facebook and tweeting. That's what they want you to be doing. So they prepare your food for you. At some point, you won't have to do anything. Just call it up, say, send me my menu that I ordered last week and at 6 o'clock. And they'll send it to you, bring it to your house. and even supply you with utensils, so you won't have to do anything. We're going to get rid of the kitchen. There's no use in the future. What do we need a kitchen for? Maybe a refrigerator, maybe of help. Okay, American style. Okay, that's very simple and fundamental that concerning European style, right? This is rest. This is completion, 5 o'clock. So if the plate is like here in front of me, this is how my utensils should be placed. The blade of the knife inward, not in this direction. Okay, very important. Okay, now, American style. The utensils are set identical. Okay, now what does the utensils tell you? That what is going to be your first course, second course, third course, fourth course, fifth course. Okay? That's what your utensils tell you. And it starts from the out and work their way in. First course, let's say this first course is salad. Okay? Second course, soup. Third course is your main entree or your main dinner. Fourth course is your dessert. So those are your basic courses. Now they may vary. To give you an example, if soup is first on the menu, then the soup spoon is placed outside of the teaspoon. So when you're reading the table, I didn't bring a teaspoon. Maybe I can show it to you on this real quickly. Why can't you see that? Anyway, as you can see over here, the teaspoon is furthest out to the right. And then you have the soup spoon. Now, if soup is first, you change this spoon and put it on the outside, and the teaspoon goes in the center. So now I know that soup is going to be first on the menu and not salad. Okay? Now, the order of the courses are pretty much the same. Okay? On those four items. Now, eating American style, what do? You pick up the fork and you transfer the fork to your right hand as opposed to eating with your left hand. So what happens? You roll, you lift, and then, I'm trying to get a place where you can see it, and then you rotate this. Ooh, I'm out of the camera. You rotate the fork, and trying to see how I can, well, okay, you rotate the fork, still out of the picture. You rotate the fork out. Let me see if I can do it with the overhead. You can see it. Okay? Rather than bring the fork into your hand like this, European style, you rotate the fork out like this. Okay, it's like this. The fork is picked up, and then it's rotated out like that. And what am I doing? I'm pushing the handle out. And then I place my right hand to receive the fork. And the fork is placed in my hand by my left hand in that fashion. Now my left hand goes into my lap, and I'm ready to begin to eat my salad. And I'm scooping up with the tines up as opposed to down. Now the key to being able to manipulate that fork is with your thumb. You should be able to roll that fork. See how I'm rolling it with my thumb? Okay, if I want to pierce in this angle, I'm rolling it with my thumb. So it's a good way, this example is a great way to hold your utensil in your right hand. So now you can pierce direct, or you can rotate the fork and then pierce. Up and then into your mouth. Okay? That's a very simple process. Up and into your mouth. Do not be hungry because you're going to show it. You chew slowly. Enjoy the taste. Don't be in a hurry to get it down. If you're going to an important event, stop at, I hate to say it, McDonald's and get a hamburger and eat that before you get there, so you won't let this take over this, right? So now, what are the steps with Once you want to rest, you then pass the fork back into the left hand, okay, for cutting. Turn the fork over in the position that you would be holding it, eating European style. Then pick up your knife and then pierce and cut. Okay, this is important. Okay, you replace the fork back in your right hand first before you begin to eat again. So then you place the blade of the knife on the rim of the plate with the blade facing you. You rotate the fork over, turn the fork out like this, pass it back into the right hand, and then put the left hand into your lap. Now you're ready to start eating your salad. Now if you want to cut some more, you have to do the process all over again. Over, knife, cut, knife back on the rim of the plate, over, in this position, and then up and in. Now, time is running out. So I'm going to conclude with a couple of things. Rest is here. Rest is here. Knife at the top of the plate. The fork here. Completion is bringing it to 3 o'clock in that position there. That's completion. Eating American style. So, let me conclude with this little bit of information for you. Call us. Call us at 312-473-2942 or visit us on the World Wide Web at info@efoi.org. Again, my name is Nathan Wright, and it was a pleasure to present this wonderful course of fine dining, how to eat European style as well as how to eat American. So please tune me in next week. I have another exciting set of rules and disciplines on this great subject called etiquette. Have a great evening.